Hello everyone, it's Hunter and welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, it is so nice to meet you. Today is going to be a fun book haul because I love books. I love buying books. So I'm just gonna show you the ones that I've recently purchased. I actually bought all of these today because I have a problem. Anyway, I have 3 brand new books that I got from Target and then I have 7 that I thrifted. So I spent literally $8 on 7 of them. And then the other 3 were full price, but whatever, we're not gonna talk about that. Anyway, so I have these books and I just wanted to share them with you. So without further ado, before I get started, I'd love it if you guys would subscribe to my channel down below and give this video a thumbs up if you like book content, and let's go ahead and get started. So first, I guess I'll show you the brand new books that I have. So first I have this one, which is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I have actually already read this book. I have actually already read this book. I read it sometime last year, but I have read most of her books. I've read most of Colleen Hoover's books. I'm still working on a few, but I am working on my own personal library of Colleen books, so that's why I bought this one. I saw it at Target and I've never seen it there before, so I decided to grab it because it was there, if that makes sense. Like, it's never there and it's probably not ever gonna be there again because they're always out of stock, so I just decided to grab it. If you guys don't know, this book is about Tate and Miles. Tate is a sister. Obviously she's a sister. She moves in with her brother, and across the hall is Miles, and Miles, it says that he cannot fall in love with anybody, but he'll be friends with benefits with her, so that's what they do, and it's a really good book, so I needed to get it in a physical copy. Next are 2 books I have not read yet. So next is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a Kindle and I read on my Kindle all the time, and I read most books on my Kindle, but I obviously like physical books as well. But I only tend to buy physical books when they're ones that I've already read or that I like want a physical copy of, or if I thrift them. And this one is not available at the library and it's not on Kindle Unlimited. I knew I was gonna have to buy it if I wanted to read it. So The Love Hypothesis. This is a 3rd-year PhD candidate, Olive Smith, doesn't believe in lasting romantic relationships, but her best friend does, and that's what got her into the situation. Convincing on that Olive is dating and well on her way to a happily ever after, was always going to take more than hand-wavy Jedi mind tricks. Scientists require proof. So like any self-respecting biologist, Olive panics and kisses the first man she sees. The man is none other than Adam Carlson, a young hotshot professor and well-known bad word. Which is why Olive is positively floored when Stanford's reigning lab tyrant agrees to keep her charade a secret and be her fake boyfriend. Fake dating. Sounds fun. But everyone loves this book, so I figured I would too, which is why I decided it was worth investing in a physical copy of it, because like I said, everyone loves it, so I figured I would too, and because of that, we have the physical copy, so I'm excited to read it. And the last brand new book that I got is The Wives by Taryn Fisher. It says to look for The Wrong Family right here, and personally I loved The Wrong Family. I think it's really good. It's funny because there are blurbs by Colleen Hoover and they write very different kinds of books. These are very thriller and Colleen's are more like romance kind of books, so I thought it was interesting that Colleen and Taryn are like BFFs. But I have read other books by Taryn Fisher before and I really liked them, and Carter Sullivan has talked about this book so much. She said this was like the first book that got her back into reading, so it has a special place in her heart, and so I decided that I wanted to read it. It was in the mass market paperback section, so it was a little bit cheaper than it would have been if I got it from just like the regular. Also, I like how flimsy the cover is. I love how flimsy books are. But I'm gonna read you the description real quick. Imagine that your husband has 2 other wives. You've never met the other wives. None of you know each other, and because of this unconventional arrangement, you can see your husband only 1 day a week. But you love him so much you don't care. Or at least that's what you've told yourself. But one day while you're doing laundry, you find a scrap of paper in his pocket. An appointment reminder for a woman named Hannah, and you just know it's another of the wives. You thought you were fine with your arrangement, but you can't help yourself. You track her down, and under false pretenses, you strike up a friendship. Hannah has no idea who you really are. Then Hannah starts showing up to your coffee dates with telltale bruises, and you realize she's being abused by her husband, who of course is also your husband. But you've never known him to be violent, ever. Who exactly is your husband, and how far would you be willing to go to find out? And who is his mysterious 3rd wife? Honestly, right up my alley. Very excited to read that. The rest of the books are all thrifted, so I paid $8 for the rest of these books combined. So next is this one. It is a big one. This is gonna take me like ages to read. Yeah, it's like 700 pages, but it's called The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, and I have seen this before, but it says Theo Decker is a 13-year-old New Yorker, miraculously survives an accident that kills his mother. Abandoned by his father, Theo is taken in by a wealthy Park Avenue family. He is bewildered by his strange new home and tormented by his longing for his mother, clings to the one that reminds reminds him of her, a small, mysteriously captivating painting that has come into his possession. As an adult, Theo moves easily between the antique store where he works, the drawing rooms of the rich, and the underworld of art. He is alienated, unmoored, and in love, and drawn inexorably by the power of that painting into a narrowing, dangerous circle. Looks so good. It says it's a winner of a Pulitzer Prize, bestseller. I don't know. Looks really good. I've heard of it before, so definitely excited to read that one. I'm gonna show you this one because I think it's funny. This is the American Girl collection, Addie, and I did not buy these for me. Actually, I bought these for my cousin. It was like $2. So basically my cousin is 9 and this is for ages 7 and up, but my cousin will be 9 next week and I'm going to her birthday party. So I bought her these books. I'm probably not gonna give these to her for her birthday. I'm just gonna give them to her for fun, but she likes to read. So it has 3 different American Girl books. There is Meet Addie, an American Girl, and then Addie Learns a Lesson. So it's a school one, and then a Christmas surprise. So I just thought it was fun that I grabbed these. I was on the phone with my mom whenever I saw it and she was like, oh, get those. So I'll give them to her. I loved the American Girl books when I was a kid, so I just think this will be fun for her to have. And it's nice because it comes in like this case, so that's really fun. And the rest are all mass market paperbacks except for one, so I'll show you this one first. It is China Rich Girlfriend. This is one of my favorite book series of all time. It's from Crazy Rich Asians. Kim Kwan is the funniest, and because this is one of my favorite series, this is the second book in the series. I don't have the first one, which is Crazy Rich Asians, or the third one, which is Rich People Problems, but like I said before, I kind of want to have like a personal library of books that I love, and because I love this one and it was only $1, I was like, let's buy it because it's $1. So I'm gonna get it, add it to my library, and then maybe one day I'll see the other ones in a thrift store, or I'll be able to buy them at a cheap price, or I might buy them brand new, full price. But either way, I have one out of the 3, so it made me really excited. Like I said, it's the second book in the Crazy Rich Asians series, so I'm not even gonna read the description. So the rest are mass market paperbacks. We have 2 from Lisa Gardner, 1 from J.A. Vance, and 1 from Harlan Coben. So Harlan Coben, let's go for this one first. It is Missing You, and it says, surfing an online dating site, NYPD detective Kat Donovan feels her whole world explode. Staring back at her is her ex-fiance, the man who shattered her heart and whom she hasn't seen in 18 years. But when Kat reaches out to the man in the profile, an unspeakable conspiracy comes to light. As Kat begins to investigate, her feelings are challenged about everyone she's ever loved, even her father, whose cruel murder so long ago has never been fully explained. With lives on the line, including her own, Kat must venture deeper into the darkness than she ever has before and discover that she has the strength to survive what she finds there. So that looks really good. I really like Harlan Coben books. There were so many. Literally, I had like 20 books in my cart and I narrowed it down because I couldn't buy them all, but just because I don't have space for them. But I was really excited to see a bunch of Harlan Coben books, so decided to grab this one. Next is Gone by Lisa Gardner, and I have read other books by her before, so very excited to check this one out. This one is a pretty old one, but it says, an ex-FBI profiler, Pierce Quincy, it's the beginning of his worst nightmare. Oh, when someone you love vanishes without a trace. For ex-FBI profiler Pierce Quincy, it's the beginning of his worst nightmare. A car has just been found abandoned on a desolate stretch of Oregon's highway, engine running, a woman's purse in the driver's seat, and the driver of that car, his estranged wife, Rainey Connor, has vanished without a trace. How far will you go to get them back? Did one of the ghosts from Rainey's troubled past catch up with her, or could her disappearance be connected to a vicious double homicide they've been investigating? One man knows what happened that night, and if he doesn't get what he wants, Rainey will be gone for good. Now, as a terrifying deadline nears, Pierce plunges into the most desperate hunt of his life, in search of a killer, a lethal run, and the love of his life. But getting back what he's lost may be murder. Definitely a book that I would have picked up. 2 more. Oh, let me give you the other Lisa Gardner one next. This one is Find Her by Lisa Gardner. Why do I feel like I've seen this before? I don't know. Here's the description. Flora Dane is a victim. 7 years ago, carefree college student Flora was kidnapped while on spring break. For 472 days, Flora learned just how much one person can endure. Flora Dane is a survivor. Miraculously alive after her ordeal, Flora has spent the past 5 years reacquainting herself with the rhythms of normal life, working with her FBI victim advocate Samuel Keynes. She has a mother who's never stopped loving her, a brother who is scared of the person she's become, and a bedroom wall covered with photos of other girls who've never made it home. Flora Dane is reckless. Or is she? When Boston detective Dee Warren is called to the scene of the crime, a dead man and the bound, naked woman who killed him, she learns that Flora has tangled with 3 other suspects since her return to society. Is Flora a victim or a vigilante? And her first-hand knowledge of criminal behavior, could she hold the key to rescuing a missing college student whose abduction has rocked Boston? When Flora herself disappears, Dee realizes a far more sinister predator is out there, one who's determined that this time Flora Dane will never escape. And now it's all up to Dee Warren to find her. I have read other Dee Warren books before, so I knew I recognized the name. So there's that. And the last one is by J.A. Vance, and there were a ton of these books as well there, but I had to narrow it down. So this is the one that I liked the best. So it says, when Jennifer Brady returns to Northern Arizona University for her sophomore year, she quickly becomes a big sister to her new roommate, Beth Rankin, a brilliant yet sheltered 16-year-old freshman. For homeschooled Beth, college is her first taste of both freedom and unfettered access to the internet, and Jenny is concerned she's too naive and rebellious for her own good. Her worries are well-founded because one day Beth vanishes, prompting Jenny to alert campus authorities, local police, and her mom, Sheriff Joanna Brady, who calls in a favor. Beth is found, but Jenny's concern has unwittingly put her in the crosshairs of a criminal bent on revenge. With Christmas vacation approaching and Beth at war with her parents, Jenny invites Beth to the shelter of the Brady home. While Joanna is sympathetic, she's caught up in a sensitive case, an officer-involved shooting that has placed the lives of 2 young children in jeopardy, leaving her stretched thin to help a fragile young woman recently gone missing and in danger. It seems like a good book. IDK. So yeah, those are all of the books that I've recently purchased. I'm very excited about all of them because I love to read. I've talked about that before, but those are all new ones, so I thought I'd share them with you. I actually specifically went to see what they had at the thrift store because I wanted to make a video about them. They occasionally have some really good books there. Like I said, they had China Rich Girlfriend, and it looked so good. I looked through every single book they had there. I'm sure there are other Goodwills that are better. I wish they had some more like newer releases that people were getting rid of, but I'm not mad about it at all. So anyway, that's all I have for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for sitting with me and listening to me chat about books, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.